As soon as Gangadharji asked Mahi to call his uncle, Mahi looked at him. Seeing his condition, he did not take long to understand that his father was unwell. He asked in fear, "What happened, Baba? Are you all right?" But by then Gangadharji was unconscious. Seeing this, Mahi was very scared. She quickly came out of the room and started calling Maheshji. Maheshji was present in his study room at that time. When he heard Mahi's voice, he came running to Gangadharji's room. And behind him, Nirmalaji also came. Seeing Gangadharji's condition, Maheshji quickly called the doctor. In a little while, the doctor also arrived. Maheshji indicated to Nirmalaji that she should take Mahi from here. Mahi was not ready to go. But after Nirmalaji's explanation, she agreed. In the room, the doctor talked to Maheshji. And he gave an injection to Gangadharji and left. When Maheshji came out of the room, Mahi asked about her father's health. Maheshji only said that the doctor has forbidden her to take stress. And now she needs rest. She will get well soon. Mahi went to her father's room to see him. He was sleeping due to the effect of the injection. Nirmalaji told Mahi, "Son, is your father sleeping now? When he wakes up, come and meet him." Mahi did not want to leave her father. But after listening to Nirmalaji, she came back to her room. There, Nirmalaji told Maheshji, "How long will we hide Mahi's condition from brother? After all, Mahi is brother's daughter. She has the right to know everything." Maheshji took a deep breath and said, "You know how much Mahi loves her father. That innocent did not even see her mother's face. For her, her father is everything. If you tell her the truth now, how will she handle herself? Anyway, brother does not want Mahi to know anything." Here in Kapoor mansion, Ranvir's mother talked about her father's relationship with Mahi and Ranvir. So, even he agreed to it a little bit. He also knew his daughter very well. That Ranvir is such a crooked man. He wanted a girl for Ranvir who would improve him. Although Mahi also liked him a lot. He told Anita ji, "Okay, I will find a chance in a few days and talk to Maheshji and Gangadharji." Anita ji was a little relieved now. Ranvir was going to stay in Kapoor mansion for a few days. Rudra was still angry with Ranvir. He did not talk to Ranvir except for work. After about 2 to 3 days, Ranvir's father reached Maheshji's office. After talking to him for a while, he talked about Ranvir and Mahi's relationship. Before Maheshji could give any answer, Gangadharji came to his cabin. When he saw Mr. Kapoor sitting there, he greeted him. Mr. Kapoor also joined his hands and greeted him. Gangadharji was a little better now. And he was getting bored at home. So he came to Maheshji's office. After talking to him for a while, Maheshji put forward Mr. Kapoor's proposal to Gangadharji. After listening to Maheshji, Gangadharji was in deep thought. Mr. Kapoor understood that he did not accept this proposal. So he stood up to leave. After listening to Gangadharji, Mr. Kapoor and Maheshji's attention went towards him. Because Gangadharji looked at Mr. Kapoor and said, "I accept this proposal." After listening to Gangadharji, where Mr. Kapoor's face was full of happiness, Maheshji's face was full of surprise. Mr. Kapoor was happy and said, "Okay, so tomorrow I am coming to fix my marriage with my entire family." Saying this, he left. Maheshji asked Gangadharji, "Brother, how did you agree for this marriage? Mahi is not even married yet. And she has not even completed her studies yet." Gangadharji took a deep breath and said, "Younger brother, you know about my health. Ever since Mahi was born, I had only one dream. I wanted to give my daughter's hand in marriage to a prince. And I wanted to get her married and bid her farewell. You know, I never." Before Gangadharji could say anything further, Maheshji stopped him and said, "No brother, nothing will happen to you. You will be absolutely fine. You want to marry Mahi with your own hands and bid her farewell, right? Then this is what will happen." Saying this, Maheshji's eyes became teary. In the evening, Mahi was sitting at Maheshji's house in the hall. Maheshji and Gangadharji were trying to pacify her. But Mahi was not able to control her emotions. Mahi insisted, "I don't want to get married, Baba. Do I trouble you more than you trouble me?" Saying this, she went to her room crying. Seeing Mahi leave like this, Gangadharji's eyes became teary. Maheshji placed his hand on his shoulder and consoled him. "Brother, don't worry. I will make Mahi understand. If you think too much, you will fall sick." Gangadharji looked at Maheshji. His helplessness was clearly visible in his eyes. Then he walked to his room. Mahi was lying on the bed crying. Maheshji and Nirmalaji came to her room and sat next to her on the bed. Nirmalaji waved her hand on her head, but Mahi did not look at her even once. Maheshji called out to Mahi lovingly. "Mahi, my doll, are you so angry with us that you are not even looking at us?" Mahi lied down and said, "I don't want to talk to anyone. I am angry with everyone." Maheshji explained, "Okay, but listen to me completely. Why do we want you to get married? If you don't want to get married, then don't get married." Hearing this, Mahi got up and sat down and started looking at Maheshji. Maheshji explained to Mahi, "Mahi, you know that your father has been told by the doctor not to take stress, and has been told that the happier he is, the better for his health. And son, your father wants you to agree to this relationship from the bottom of his heart. He is very sad that you refused. Do you want him to get sick again?" Hearing this, Mahi shook her head. Then Maheshji smiled and said, "So doll, your father's happiness is in this, that you agree to get married. So won't you give him this happiness?" Mahi hugged Maheshji and said, "Uncle, I can do anything for his happiness." Hearing this, Maheshji smiled. He shook Mahi's head and said, "I knew my doll would definitely listen to us. Okay, now I'll give this good news to my brother quickly so that he doesn't have any kind of tension." Saying this, he and Mr. Nirmala came out of his room. There was a lot of commotion in Kapoor mansion at that time. Mr. Kapoor had told the whole family about Mahi and Ranvir's relationship. And everyone was very happy with this relationship. Ranvir was looking at everyone with his hand raised on the railing. Rudra, who was sitting with everyone below, looked at Ranvir with his head up. When Ranvir's eyes met Rudra, a sad smile came on his face. Seeing this, Rudra said, "After all, you have done what you wanted, Ranvir." The next day, the Kapoor family reached Maheshji's house. Today, the brightness of Gangadharji's face was becoming visible. Mr. Nirmala had already told Sarika about the situation. Today, Maheshji and Gangadharji had left no stone unturned in the welcome of the Kapoor family. Ranvir was looking very handsome in a blue shirt and a white pant. As soon as Sarika arrived, she went to Mahi's room. She reached Mahi's room and hugged her from the lane. Mahi also hugged Sarika tightly from the lane. Sarika was happy and said, "Mahi, I am very happy that now both of us sisters will be able to live together." Mahi gave a weak smile to Sarika. Sarika could feel the sadness on Mahi's face. She covered Mahi's face with her hands and told her lovingly, "Mahi, child, I know that you do not want to get married yet. But believe me, Ranvir will love you very much. And the whole family will keep you on their head." After listening to Sarika, Mahi smiled gently. Then a maid came to call both of them. She came inside and said, "Sarika baby, ma'am has called you downstairs." Sarika looked at Mahi carefully and said, "Is she ready?" Then she said to Mahi, "Mahi, let's go downstairs." Mahi also shook her head and Sarika took her downstairs. Both the families were sitting downstairs and talking to each other. But Ranvir's attention was going towards the stairs again and again. He had not seen Mahi for the last 5 days. He only knew how he had spent this day. Ranvir's restlessness was also felt by Rudra. And she was laughing at Ranvir's condition somewhere. Had it been any other day, Ranvir would not have waited so much and would have gone straight to Mahi's room. But the whole family was present here. Then Ranvir's eyes once again went towards the stairs. While Mahi was coming down the stairs with Sarika in a pink anarkali suit. Ranvir looked at Mahi and said, "Oh, whenever I see this girl, she looks more beautiful every time." Mahi was coming down with her eyes down. Seeing her, everyone smiled. Nirmalaji stood up and wanted to make Mahi sit next to Ranvir. But before that, Ranvir's grandmother smiled and said, "First bring my grandson's daughter-in-law to me." Nirmalaji made Mahi sit next to him. So the grandmother looked at Mahi and said, "My grandson's daughter-in-law is so beautiful." Saying this, she started taking Mahi's blessings. At this time, Ranvir was very angry at his grandmother. While Rudra was looking at Ranvir's restlessness and was struggling to control his laughter. When Ranvir looked at him with his eyes down, his laughter disappeared. Then Anitaji made Mahi sit next to Ranvir and said, "Hey, let me also see how my daughter-in-law and son look together." Now Ranvir got a little peace. At this time, he was getting a lot of love from his mother. "Oh, love you, Mom." Ranvir's eyes were staring at Mahi again and again. During this time, Mahi did not look at Ranvir even once. Ranvir understood that Mahi is still angry with him. Then Ranvir messaged Rudra. Rudra checked his phone and pointed to Ranvir that "I do something." Then Rudra said something in his mother's ear. His mother smiled and said, "I do something." Saying this, he said to everyone, "Why not let Ranvir and Mahi talk alone for a while?" Everyone agreed to this. But Mahi did not want to talk to Ranvir at this time. She thought and said in her mind, "See how decent he is sitting in front of the family. Devil." Sarika took Mahi with her and left her in her room. Then she came back down to everyone and sat down. As soon as Sarika came down, Anita asked Ranvir to go. Ranvir had been waiting for this moment for a long time. He quickly went to Mahi's room. Will Mahi and Ranvir's marriage be finalized today? Or will there be any obstacle in their marriage? To know more, keep listening to Oh Baby only on Love Pulse Diaries. Thank you for watching.